Digital Church and our short series of videos on spiritual disciplines for Lent. The general summary is that spiritual disciplines are for life, not just for Lent. Spiritual disciplines that help us to come to know more of God and God's work in, with, around and through us. This time we're thinking about prayer. This is perhaps most obviously a discipline that is not confined to Lent, but something that should be practiced all of the time. Lent is a good time to remind ourselves that a regular pattern of prayer in our lives is a good habit to be in. The practice of the discipline of prayer is, as with the other disciplines, not so that we get better at praying, as if there might be a test of how good we are at it. The practice of prayer as a discipline is because of where it leads. Prayer is the way in which our relationship with God develops and grows. There are different aspects to prayer, which can be remembered by the acronym ACTS. ACTS. Adoration, confession, thanksgiving, and the shopping list, or supplication. These are primarily ways in which we express ourselves to God, but it is important also to find ways of listening for what God may be saying to us. More of that in a moment. But firstly, adoration. We express our love for God and for who God is as Creator, merciful, powerful, compassionate, and so on. Confession. We acknowledge before God that we make a mess of things. There are ways in which we act and speak that are not God's ways, and which put barriers between us and other people and distance us from God. Thanksgiving. We express our gratitude to God for the good things that we experience or know about and things that have just turned out well. It might be as simple as good weather for an event, or as significant as a loved one's recovery from an illness. Supplication is asking God for something. It might be as simple as asking for good weather for an event, or as significant as a loved one's recovery from an illness. Or it might be on a bigger scale, like praying for peace in parts of the world torn apart by violence and conflict. The discipline is to set aside regular times each day when we consciously know ourselves to be in God's presence, to express those thoughts and those feelings. It is a discipline to make that regular and to extend the subjects covered in each section. One discipline to engage with that might help develop all of that is to pray the Psalms. Perhaps take a different psalm each day and concentrate on what aspect of prayer is in it. All aspects of prayer are there. Whichever you find each day, that can be used as a springboard to whatever might be on your heart and mind in that way. And then there's listening. This can be associated with silence and solitude, which we looked at earlier in this series. Listening can also be simply taking a pause after each of the other aspects of prayer to see if God puts something else on your mind. Listening is also the dangerous aspect of prayer. Whatever you've asked for, God may be asking you to be part of the answer. If you pray for peace, God asks you to be a person of peace. Spiritual disciplines are for life, not just for Lent.